evening to all of you. And we are tremendously grateful that you took the time, probably after a long day, to join us for the Diversity Clerkship reception. It is a great opportunity to reflect on what you've been able to accomplish over the summer, to recognize not only your accomplishments, but to also thank the employers. And I'd like to start out by thanking the Wisconsin Law Foundation, who has financially supported this reception for years, for many, many years, and supports other activities associated with the Diversity Clerkship Program. We're very grateful for their continuing support. And I also want to recognize, is the Executive Director, Larry Martin, is he on here? Did I miss him? Is he here?
Hello, Your Honor, I'm here.
There you go. There is Larry Martin, who's the Executive Director of the State Bar of Wisconsin. Over 22,000 lawyers. He oversees the staff and the programming and the organization, and he does a tremendous job. He has been one of the strongest supporters for the Diversity Clerkship Program and other endeavors associated with increasing diversity and inclusion in the law profession. Larry, thank you for all you do, all you do. And with that, I want to reach out and thank someone very special to me and very special to this program for many years. And he doesn't like being recognized, but he's just going to have to take it. And that's Andrew Cheverus, who chairs the program, the Diversity Clerkship Program, and he's done so for almost 7 years. And we are extraordinarily grateful for all his work over these many years, because the program was always good, but he has made it better with his committee and expanded it to include more employers, more opportunity for students. And his tenure as the chair of that committee is coming to an end, but I want to make sure that we recognize, I want everybody to give him a round of applause, because he was integral in making this program work. Thank you, Andrew. And of course, I'm going to turn it over to Andrew now for him to give us a little bit of information about the program itself. Mr. Cheverus, Andrew.
Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that I'm brief enough that I sort of wrote a couple things. Diversity Clerkship Program has been around almost 30 years now. It's been an honor and privilege on my behalf to have served as chair of the DCP for the last 7 years. When I came on board, the program was sort of at an ebb, and I'm pretty sure that if my memory serves it correctly, we had around 11 clerkship positions, and this year I'm proud to say that we have 27 positions and 25 employers. And this is even despite the effects that COVID has had in everyone's life. Of course, as Judge Ashley said, we're not in this position by accident. We worked hard. What I like to refer as deliberate and intentional actions that we took along the way to further enhance the program and secure the buy-in from our valuable partners. I just want to really thank a list of people, the State Bar for entrusting me to chair the DCP, the Bar leadership and staff for their unwavering support and commitment to the program. Thanks to the Wisconsin Law Foundation for their sponsorship, and the shirts that you see the clerks wearing was thanks to them. They sponsored that as well. So I also wanted to notably give thanks to Larry Martin for always being receptive and supportive of the DCP. I would also be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge past Executive Director George Brown for all of his prior support of DCP during its early years. It's hard to believe that we're approaching 30 years. Of course, my good friend and chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Oversight Committee, Judge Carl Ashley, who's been there throughout the highs and lows, who spent time during a few weekends talking through issues and situations. He's leaving as chair of DIOC as well. Kudos to him for all of his great contributions, and if I could get maybe an applause for that. Thank you. So I also wanted to acknowledge a lot of the good work that our staff has contributed towards the program. The Law Student Outreach Subcommittee, which is one of the 3 subcommittees part of the DIOC. Thanks to all of you who have served for your time and passion in the program. Special thanks to Kim Burns for stepping in 2 years ago and holding it down while we weathered the COVID crisis. Thanks to all the state bar diversity specialists who I've worked with. Some of them have launched onto greater heights. I celebrate their success. Of course, there wouldn't be a program if we didn't have such valuable partners like our employers, who have demonstrated a commitment towards the professional development of our law clerks, our students for choosing to participate in the program, and thereby enriching their skills going into their pivotal 2L year, as well as showing our employers how talented you really are. Finally, I want to thank the law school career service departments at UW and Marquette for their continued support and guidance of our law clerks. It was really a pleasure to work with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate your comments, and you're going to be greatly missed. The program will continue, but you have done a lot to make it what it is and to allow it to have a great future ahead. Now I'd like to introduce the president of the State Bar, recently installed as our president, and that's Cheryl Kirsten Daniels. And I know she wants to make a statement. She's been a strong supporter of the clerkship program for years, been a vital cog for us. Cheryl?
Thank you, Judge Ashley. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I know this is not easy doing these all as a virtual event, but we hope as we go forward that we'll be seeing more of you directly as both as this being your first interaction with the State Bar. We want you to become full-fledged State Bar members as you finish up in law school, and that this will be the only, like I said, the first of many interactions that you have, all positive, with the State Bar. I want to just say real quickly that as somebody who worked for 28 years on the board of the Law Foundation and who was twice in the leadership, I was there when the diversity particular fund was first put into place. And so I know that the Law Foundation, the board, and all the members are very happy that the Law Foundation is able to support the clerkship program, to support this event, and wants to continue that partnership with this event. So I want to just say that that's something that I know for a fact that's something that will continue into the future. In addition to what the Law Foundation commits to the State Bar, to diversity and inclusion, we and the State Bar and the leadership are really looking to keep diversity and inclusion as part of the value, the things that shape what the bar is doing in the future. We know that you're the future of the bar. We know that if we don't have our young, diverse attorneys as we keep going, we will wither as a bar, even if we are mandatory bar. We need to, that is just part of what we do. So as we think about what we're doing going forward as a bar, there's a lot of efforts that are going on. They're slow, they're not always perfect, but they're meant to keep us moving in the right direction. And these include things such as some of the immediate things that are going on is that the CLE committee right now is drafting a petition to the Supreme Court to ensure that diversity, equity, inclusion, and access programs are able to be CLE credit worthy, regardless of them being, if you will, right now they're only specifically if they have a professional ethics component, are they considered, credit worthy. We believe and are writing a petition and expect to have it coming forward within the next year with the Supreme Court to make them credit worthy. So we want that to be part of what and encourage all members to take these kinds of credits. The Diversity and Inclusion Oversight Committee, while has had absolutely incredible leadership with Judge Ashley and with Andrew Cheverus, Going forward, we're not going to see that we're going to see that it continues throughout. And Judge Ashley is actually handing over the reins to another Judge Ashley. It happens to be his niece, Corey Ashley, who is now judge in Milwaukee County as well. But she's also a past chair of the Board of Governors and has been in the leadership role for many years. So we look forward to her taking the reins of what we call DIAC, Diversity and Inclusion and Oversight Committee, and making it, strong as ever. And part of that is that leadership will continue to serve on that committee, that standing committee of the bar, by having Margaret Hickey, president-elect of the State Bar, who's a current member, continue to serve on that as a leadership liaison to ensure that leadership is always informed, always is part of, and always continues in these efforts. And the Board of Governors is also it looks at and has the diversity plan, the diversity inclusion plans that it has. It has a number of ways that it continues it. There is an anti-harassment task force that looks at and meets 4 times a year to ensure what we're doing and continuing to do on anti-harassment efforts within the bar. And diversity inclusion, the implementation team. There's a team that ensures, again, that all of these kind of moving parts that we have in diversity inclusion are always moving forward. So we have that team continuing. And then the BOG is in September is going to have its first in-person meeting in about a year and a half or more by leaning in. We're going to go to Kenosha, not the easiest place to go to and to think about what we're doing with diversity because of events that have happened just in the recent past. But we believe that we have to do this. And so one of the things that we're doing is that the past president, Jill Kastner, who just stepped off the board, has agreed to put together with legal action and the entire board and with attorneys in the greater Kenosha area, Racine and Kenosha, to have an expungement clinic on the Tuesday afternoon of September 21st. That afternoon will be devoted to an expungement clinic in the community and will be, it is going to be sponsored by local community organizations. Then on Wednesday, September 22nd, the entire joint leadership orientation, which includes and invited people from all of the different committees, sections, divisions of the State Bar, will be doing their joint leadership training. And one of the main, large piece of it is going to be diversity and inclusion, access and equity training at that meeting. That's going to be a major part of it, so that we can fan this out to all areas of the State Bar. And then that evening that afternoon, there is going to be CLE that's going to be available on diversity and inclusion that we've invited all of the attorneys that will be invited from Kenosha County Bar and the Racine County Bar to participate and to be part of it with the joint leaders and be able to work on those issues. Make sure that they're always in front of as lawyers of what we think about. And then we'll conclude it with our board meeting on Thursday, September 23rd. So in all of that, we hope to continue what we're doing and make sure that we have the diversity, equity, inclusion, and access are all part of what we do. And so we hope that as you become State Bar members, you will join us in those efforts. And this is a great start with what you're doing, and we hope to see you again in the future. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Cheryl. And thank you for outlining some of the efforts that the State Bar has taken on, will be taking on, and giving a real kind of broad brushstroke on some of the endeavors that the State Bar is so focused on. And with your leadership, you may be our president now, but you've been leading for a long time, and we appreciate you very much. I would like to now note that one of the drawbacks from virtual versus in person is that if we were at the State Bar in Madison at their office. At this point, we would also have you, each individual student who was involved in the program, come up, be recognized, and be handed a certificate, and we'd be clapping and thanking you, and your employer would come up, and this would be all going on. Well, we can't do that. But the alternative is also positive. In other words, what we, and I think Kim alluded to it, just kind of imagine that everybody's just came up, got your certificate, and after everybody sat down, we clapped for everybody. So let's clap for everybody. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, there we go. Yes, virtual. Now, the benefit of Zoom is, and we learned it from our last session, last year's reception, we got a chance to hear from all of the students. And I have to tell you, it was fabulous. And so we're going to repeat that by allowing the students to give us some information as a result of their experience. So I'm going to call upon each student in turn to give us a little bit of information, answer a question for us. The first question for a select group is, please share your favorite experience from the clerkship. And we're going to start with Mark Burkett. So where are you? You're going to light up as soon as you start talking. Where are you?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can.
All right. So my name's Mark Burkett, and I've spent this summer in the attorney's office. And my favorite part of the clerkship so far has actually been something I get to do every day. The first thing we do in the city attorney's office is something called pretrial conferences. And that's where defendants will come in and essentially are coming in without an attorney, ready to hold the city to its burden of proof. And by facilitating that, I've just been able to just hear so many different kinds of stories, and it's probably the most rewarding part of my job.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that insight. And next, Jada Davis.
Hi, I'm Jada. I spent my summer working with Ohiku Law Office, and my favorite experience with my clerkship there has been getting to work like one-on-one with our clients. I got to facilitate a lot of those office appointments where clients will come in and, we answer their questions, start paperwork, and just being able to facilitate those meetings because it is a small firm. I get to work hands-on with the people that we're working with and drafting a lot of the things that we're giving to them, that we're giving to the court, and getting feedback right away from all the work that I'm doing. So it's been a really valuable experience working at Ohiku.
Thank you, Jada. Thank you. And next, Carmen Lopez.
Hi, everyone.
Now, Carmen, it's a little bit, it's not coming through, Carmen. It's a little, I don't know if you can, I don't know. Go ahead, try it. Keep going.
Internet. Okay. So I had the amazing opportunity to work for FISERV, specifically under the supervision of Tony Flint and his team. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
okay.
Good.
Okay.
You're good.
So my favorite part of working for FISERV was being able to shadow and work with different attorneys, from securities to labor and employment to contract specialists, and really see everything that you can do with a law degree. That was just an incredible opportunity.
Thank you, Carmen. And you did come through well. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Tierney Gill.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tierney Gill, and this clerkship I've been with Alliant Energy. And overall, my favorite experience with the clerkship so far has been the educational aspect of it. I came into Alliant knowing absolutely nothing about the utility industry and have gained a lot of professional relationships and the ability to use my skill sets and learn from a diverse group of people. I mean, even this morning, all of the interns in the company were able to meet with various VPs and talk over Alliant strategy going forward for the next 20 years. And that's an opportunity that I've not had in other internships. Other internships like to use interns to go fetch the coffee and make copies. So I really appreciate the educational aspect, and echoing what Carmen said, being able to see just all the opportunities that are available to you as a lawyer. So it's been a very educational journey, and I'm very thankful to the State Bar and to Alliant for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Tierney. Hazel Wayne.
Hello, everyone. So I'm interning at the legal department of Cap Specialty Insurance. So in terms of my favorite part, I guess I would really have to say two things. So first is that I'm really diving into the world of privacy law, because insurance is a highly regulated industry. Insurance companies collect quite a lot of data from individuals and from companies. So it's really impressive, and it's a cool experience diving into like California Consumer Privacy Law, Virginia Consumer Data Protection Act. It's just a new area to me. And then the other thing that I attended a virtual mediation 2 weeks ago. I feel it's just a very new experience, and it's great to see how our defense counsel made very strategic moves in responding to the plaintiff and plaintiff counsel's proposal. And I'm very grateful for having this opportunity to intern at Cap Specialty, and I'm grateful for State Bar's program.
Thank you, Hazel. You know, I'm just so excited and kind of envious, because when I was coming up, I didn't kind of get these kind of exposures, but hey, don't look back at me. I'm old, long in the tooth. Now we have another question. What was your experience with the mentorship through this program? And so the first one who get that question is Anisha Amin.
Yes, my name is Anisha Amin. I'm with Gingras, Thompson & Walks, and they have an office in Milwaukee and Madison. So I was working in both offices, and my mentor was in the Madison office, and he was amazing. I loved my experience with him. He was always there to check on me, not just in terms of the legal work, but in terms of just law school, navigating law school, and also being able to navigate any project that I was able to get. And it's not just him as my mentor, but also all the attorneys that I worked with in both offices are always willing to help, always amazing to give me so much, you know, information regarding law school and also just being an attorney in general. So I truly enjoyed the company I was in.
Wow. Thank you, Anisha. Jennifer Diaz.
Hi, I was an intern at Legal Action, and it was a wonderful experience because the work they do is so important for the community. I think at first I was a little bit nervous coming in, but they did such a great job at making me feel welcome and comfortable enough to ask so many questions. I got the opportunity to be mentored by 3 different attorneys, and it was a great experience. I got to learn so much from each of them, and I feel like that really improved my skill set and made me more confident in my work. And I think the mentorship went beyond just the internship. It also included law school, advice, and all that good stuff. And my mentors also made sure that I got to meet and collaborate with all of the attorneys at Legal Action. So that was a lot of fun. It was a great networking opportunity. Yeah, and I'm very grateful for this program and for the participation of Legal Action. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And next, Maria Pimentel Diaz.
Hi, I was a civil litigation extern at the Wisconsin Department of Justice this summer, and the mentorship was absolutely great. We were fully virtual the entire summer, and it never really felt like we were away from the building. We had weekly check-ins with our supervisors and meetings with different assistant attorney generals to get to learn what they do and how they got to where they are. And I learned so much about myself and what I want to do in the future because I got to speak with so many different assistant attorney generals and learn more about their job.
Wow, fantastic. All right, Zeke Shen.
I spent my internship this summer at Hall Render, Killian Heath and Lyman, and my direct mentor was Sarah McCarthy, who herself has done a wonderful job, I think, of teaching me all the ropes of law, litigation, her practice, also in like terms of personal advice and making me feel like she's invested in how I do not only at work, but at home and kind of everything in between. And I've also, aside from Sarah, it's been really great experience here to just be taught by all the other attorneys here. And I feel like every time I meet with some of them, it feels like I'm listening to like almost a podcast or something that's like super educational, informative. And yeah, a huge thank you to the State Bar and Hall Render for sponsoring this.
Well, you know, we are just getting into this, but I think it's tremendous for all of us to hear these experiences that you've had. And I wish we could package it up. Oh, we're recording this. Okay, never mind. All right, so the next thing on, we're going to take a break from that. And we're going to talk about Champion of the Diversity Award. And that award recognizes employers who have shown commitment to diversity, the diversity clerkship program, in both quality of experience for their clerks and the duration of their involvement in the program. And this year, we are pleased to announce that the recipient of the diversity clerkship program is honoring the Wisconsin Department of Corrections for their participation in this program since 2004. Glenn Mercier is the DOC legal manager who was our direct contact for the program. I don't know, are you on, Mr. Mercier? Are you on?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm on.
Okay, thank you for all your contributions and working with our students over these years. But the person accepting the award today is the Secretary of the Department of Corrections, my good friend, Kevin Carr. And Kevin Carr previously worked at the U.S. Marshal's Office in the Eastern District of Wisconsin and was appointed to that position by President Barack Obama. Previously, he spent 30 years working in the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, where he held numerous positions, including sergeant, lieutenant, captain, deputy inspector, inspector, and as inspector, Kevin Carr served as a second in charge of the daily operations for that agency. And he was instrumental in the creation of the Milwaukee County Criminal Justice Council that works to collaborate with our system partners to effect better outcomes for our systems. And so it was with great pleasure that I introduce Secretary of the Department of Corrections, Kevin Carr. Kevin?
Thank you, Judge, and thank you for the very kind introduction. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. Well, first of all, I guess I'm going to show you guys this wonderful award that if we were in person, I'm sure the judge would have been handing me this award and then I'd be making some remarks. So here we go. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all so much for the Champion of Diversity Award. I'm humbled to be here today to accept the recognition on behalf of the Department of Corrections for our years of commitment to the Diversity Clerkship Program. It's an honor and a privilege to participate in the program. Our agency has participated for 17 years. One of our own employees, who I believe is on this call tonight, was a participant in the program a few years ago, Jada Davis. Jad, could you just say hi so that people can see who you are?
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks, Jad. We're currently working with a program participant at DOC, Jody Chung. Jody, could you say hi just so folks can see who you are?
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Jody.
Right. Thank you, Jody. Their skills, professionalism, and commitment to excellence are at least in some part, a direct reflection of the excellence of this program. Programs such as the Diversity Clerkship Program are both necessary and appreciated. They help organizations engage in proactive and creative conversations around diversity. It also helps us to take part in something that truly benefits and embraces diversity and inclusion instead of simply talking about it. In 2019, when I accepted the position of Secretary of the Department of Corrections, I knew Governor Evers had a goal of ensuring his leadership team was building a Wisconsin that works for everyone. To help fulfill this promise, in 2021, I was appointed, along with 30 other individuals from across the state, to the Governor's Advisory Council on Equity and Inclusion. Together, our group is working to provide strategic guidance to the Governor's office to assist in the creation of a sustainable framework to promote and advance diversity, equity, and inclusion practices across Wisconsin state government. Programs like the Diversity Clerkship Program align directly with the Governor's efforts and the work we're doing internally within our own agency. The Department of Corrections' mission, vision, and goals related to equity and inclusion include increasing a diverse applicant pool, addressing hiring disparities, creating a more inclusive environment where people feel safe, welcome, and heard. And finally, promoting a respectful culture free of bias that values diversity and actively engages in inclusion. I'm proud to lead an agency that understands both the importance and the benefits of embracing diversity and inclusion, and chooses to participate in programs like the Diversity Clerkship Program. While the benefits of the program certainly benefit students, they also have lasting effects on employers like the Department of Corrections. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I look forward to many, many additional years of participation by our agency in this program. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. See, this would be the boisterous clapping and everything if you're in person, Kevin. So you just kind of look at the screen because we're all very grateful. There you go. There you go. And I might, just an aside for Secretary Carr, during the pandemic, he has been meeting regularly with folks in the criminal justice system and with me and a committee to really work on changing the landscape and supporting options. And I just respect what you're doing. And we hope that dialogue will continue. I know it will under your guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. You can count on it.
Got it. All right. So now we're going to go back to the questions. We don't want to leave anybody out. So the next question is, was your clerkship everything that you expected? Were there any things that you did not expect? So we will start first with Mackenzie Bagley.
Yeah, hello. So
Hello.
I am interning with the Department of Safety and Professional Services Division of Legal Services and Compliance. And so basically what kind of the division does is investigates and prosecutes any violations of state law by licensed professionals. So it has met my expectation as it has been wonderful, and that's kind of what I expected out of this program, and I've definitely gotten that, which is exciting. And in terms of what I wasn't expecting, I have learned a lot more than I could have ever imagined. Coming into it, wasn't really sure what the division did, and I have learned so much about that, and I'm still learning every single day. Just kind of how complex it really is. So that has been very interesting. And I've also learned a lot more about healthcare, the healthcare field than I would have ever imagined. I'm working with the health team, doing a lot of med cases, nursing, pharmacy. So that's been something unexpected and new as well.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And next, Carolyn Carson.
Judge Ashley, I don't see her name popping up.
Oh,
there she is.
Okay.
Hi, I'm a law clerk at Stafford Rosenbaum this summer, and I'm still a law clerk, but it was definitely more than what I expected. And a large part of that is, even as you can see now, the support of the entire person. Yes, I expected to get work, and I did. I got a range of work ranging from family law to transactional law. I did something on workers' compensation, and I learned so much, but in terms of people just coming to knock on my door to see how I was doing, to see if I had any questions, asking me out to lunch, it was a lot more than I expected, because while I expected to, be researching and writing, I didn't expect to be in an environment where people actually cared about you as a person. And I'm very grateful for that, for the mentorship that I not only received from my mentor, Matt Fisher, but from a lot of the attorneys, senior attorneys, and even the receptionists or OSAs. It was just a very friendly environment. And I am truly humbled and grateful for the experience that I've had there. Therefore, not only was it more than I expected, there's nothing that threw me off. There's nothing that I didn't expect. For part B of your question, nothing that was unexpected, in the sense that I knew that it could be this way, but it's a lot more than what I could have ever imagined, having my first clerkship here at Stafford Rosenbaum. So thank you.
No, thank you. Oh, there you got a little support network there. Good. Like that. Continue that. Next is Saunder King.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
First, I'd like to just thank the State Bar and all the employers for putting this together. I'm incredibly grateful, especially to Boardman Clark. Attorney Horner is here. She's been such a great help for me. For things that I've expected, I expected to get a good amount of experience, but the amount of mentorship that I experienced just from informal chats of people walking in, checking on us, making sure we're okay, from the range of work that I got was beyond anything that I ever could imagine for my first year working in a law firm. I came in thinking it was going to be, very high stress there. Everyone's going to be expecting the world out of somebody who has had 8 classes of law school, but they've come in, they've explained everything very nicely. And I think they've just been a great group of people to work with. And for something that I didn't expect, I'm going on a radio show tomorrow with 2 of the attorneys. They do one every week on Friday in Madison. So that's something I definitely did not expect coming into this.
Wow. Thank you very much. And good luck tomorrow with your program. Next is Noe Rincon.
Hi, everyone. My name is Noe Rincon. I am a legal intern at Dean Health Plan, and my internship at Dean Health Plan has been everything I expected and more. Dean Health Plan is a health insurance company here in Wisconsin, but it's part of a larger health system named SSM Health that is in Missouri, Illinois, and Oklahoma. And so, although I was interested in health law since before law school, being able to be a part of a health insurance company has been beyond what I could have ever expected. I got to see the inner workings of an in-house legal department, but I also got to see the larger aspects of running a healthcare system. I got to see environmental concerns that were ran by the system, just general operation concerns. And in addition to the legal work that I got to do, I was also fortunate enough to sit in grievance and appeals committee hearings where members would come in and well, not come in because we can't come in person, but they would speak to us about their concerns and their experiences, and we would try to find ways to kind of work around that within our own parameters. Two major things that I did not expect to learn this summer were what subrogation is. It's an entire field of law that I had no idea existed before this summer, and although I'm not an expert, I'm far from it. It's still really cool to kind of learn just like how much law is still out there to really be understood. And then also the law is kind of messy sometimes, and it's nice to have a support system. And I had two really world-class attorneys to be able to ask questions and help me kind of find my way. And especially with healthcare, there's your kind of tiered system with the federal and the state. And so just kind of navigating those, where it was nice to have a helping hand.
Wow. Thank you, Noe. Amy Trevino.
Hi. So I was a law clerk at Gingras, Thompson & Watts. And I guess I didn't really know what a law clerk did, so I had no expectations pretty much. But I guess something that really took me by surprise was realizing that what we did mattered. So they'd ask us to research things, and then they'd actually use those things. They put it in briefs, put it in motions. So that was really exciting and interesting to see, and it made it like more exciting to keep working because I knew that like what I was doing meant something and would be used. So that was something that I really enjoyed.
Thank you, Amy. And thank you for those comments. I have to tell you, it's so intriguing to get the information of how you guys have experienced things and sharing that with us. So the next question is, can you talk about how your experience has affected your perception of diversity and inclusion in the legal profession? Well, we'll see. Selena Bravo, what do you think?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So this summer I was with the Madison City Attorney's Office, and I was lucky enough to be able to attend citywide diversity meetings. So the city really made a commitment to promoting diversity. So we would have diversity meetings with the staff from all areas of the city. And I also got to meet attorneys from diverse backgrounds. I was lucky enough to be involved in phone calls with attorneys from New York City all the way to Seattle, and just like really expand that network. And I really saw how much of an effort the city was putting in towards diversity. I was lucky enough to be part of a project that dealt with only using minority partnerships for it. So that was really enjoyable. And yeah, so I definitely think that a lot of people going into law school don't necessarily think there's a lot of diversity in law school, but this program really shows me that there are a lot of people from diverse backgrounds who are all willing to help each other.
Thank you, Selena. Kyle Cunningham.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. My name is Kyle Cunningham, and I was working with the Regal Beloit Corporation throughout this summer. And Regal is so much into diversity. It was immediately when you walked into Regal, you get your card to get into the building, your badge, and under the badge is our core tenets. And there immediately is diversity and inclusion. And going in there, not only was I told by my managing attorney, Patrick, I was also told further by our general counsel and our CEO. And it's something that's brought up all the time throughout Regal and within new hires and the people currently working at Regal about how important diversity and inclusion is. And it helps show that in the legal field, everyone is really trying to hire diverse people to help solve problems that are going to be better solved through diversity, for people of diversity of background. So thank you for this whole program, and thank you for matching me with Regal.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Kimberly Gutierrez.
Hello, everyone. Previous to this experience, I had only done stuff in the public sector. And I started to wonder from people around me whether I was internalizing as Latina, that I could only do stuff in the public sector, and that's what I was built for because of what people had said around me. So this summer I wanted to try something new, and Roth G. Woodward surpassed my expectations in that matter, and people, especially David, who's present in this call, helped me really feel like I could thrive in the private area and gave me the tools to try a lot of different things and trusted me with trying all of those and supported me and gave me advice throughout the whole summer. So now I feel more than capable thanks to this experience and thanks to David especially.
Thank you, Kimberly. And Juan Carroll?
Thank you. Could you hear me?
Yep. Gotcha.
So my name is Juan Carroll, and I was matched with Hawks Quindle here in Madison. Definitely the expectation, I knew going in, or sorry, the question was about diversity. Definitely my experience at Hawks reinforced the need and importance of growing and maintaining diversity within the legal profession. And that is mainly because 2 workers' comp cases that I got to closely work with, and to the extent that I could share, involved clients that one was in a adverse socioeconomic background, and the other was a minority. And given their specific issues, I took personal responsibility in providing as best of a legal service because I could empathize and relate to those 2 features in them. And just kind of extending off that, like, as far as, those legal issues go beyond, skin color. And I think it's so important for people that come from backgrounds and overcame those issues that they can enter the position to, provide that legal advice that's so important.
Thank you so much, Juan. And next we have Jason Ray Swaby.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason. I had the privilege of working with Northwestern Mutual this summer as a law clerk, and I will say that I was fairly surprised at the level of diversity that I experienced with the legal team. Having a background in big law as a supportive staff member, I didn't always see the legal team reflected as myself, but at Northwestern Mutual, I've had the opportunity to speak and to work with so many different people with such different backgrounds from every walk of life, and it really was inspiring to see the ways in which they were able to work together. Northwestern Mutual itself actually hosted events to address diversity, and it seemed and appeared like something that was extremely important to the leadership and extremely important to the legal team as a whole, which is something that I really valued, and I think it definitely added to my experience at Northwestern Mutual. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. And now we will turn to our last question for our remaining speakers, and that is, will this experience change the way you prepare for your career in the legal profession? For example, are there classes you may seek out that you didn't expect? And we'll start with Martha Brodnicks.
Hello, my name is Martha, and I am currently a law clerk at Belmore and Richter. I think this experience mainly moving forward has shown me and opened the doors to the law firm experience. Before this, I had never experienced law firm work, didn't really know what it entailed, but now being there with the amazing attorneys at BMR, especially Patty, who's on the call tonight, and getting to experience, but also be a part and use my skills for positive outcomes for real clients, is something now that I definitely want to pursue in the future. And I think before this program, I didn't realize when I'm looking at future employers or future opportunities, how important diversity in employers and employers who show that initiative that I see at Belmore every day of how much they value this program as well as my diversity. And so I think that's a big thing I will carry moving forward, is to make sure wherever I go or wherever I practice law, that part of my identity is highly valued.
Thank you, Martha. Jody Chung.
Hi, everyone. So I have the honor of clerking with this year's Champion Diversity Employer, that is the Department of Corrections. And I guess I could answer that question in two ways. First, I would have to say that the Office of Legal Counsel sets an incredibly high standard for firm culture in a way. I mean, even just looking at Matt being here, Jad here, Glenn to support me, and of course, Secretary Carr. So working there as a clerk, they not only heard and valued my voice, but they actively sought out my voice and my work. And this team is just, they're kind and patient and supportive, and not to mention, of course, brilliant. And they're inclusive in every way that I was worried about finding as a diversity clerk. So I guess it's an understatement to say that the DOC embodies diversity in action. And I will always be grateful for them and my experience with the Department of Corrections. Secondly, from an academic point of view, I definitely would say that I'm going to look into administrative law, employment law, contracts, and agency classes, and potentially career opportunities in the future. So all in all, it's an understatement to say that it's a privilege to work with the Department of Corrections this summer, and I'm super thankful for the Wisconsin State Bar for this opportunity. So thank you.
Wow, thank you, Jody. Stephanie Hernandez.
Hi, everyone. My name's Stephanie. I've had the pleasure of interning with Sendes this summer, and a way that moving forward, this experience has changed my view of everything is for sure looking at working at a place that I'm feeling like very valued. Sendes has gone above and beyond, making me feel welcomed, listening to everything I say, taking my word on stuff, and like just really appreciating me. And academically, I actually changed some of my classes halfway through the summer, just because I really want to focus on business and technology law now. So I found myself registering for securities, which I never thought I would ever do, corporate compliance, and copyright. So that is how this experience has changed me.
Thank you, Stephanie. Kendall Means.
Good evening, everyone. First, thank you to the State Bar and to Kowalski, Wilson, and Dang in Madison, where I have been working this summer. It's been an awesome experience. Just getting that real hands-on in-office experience, working with clients and learning how to draft motions and orders has been awesome. Everything that you don't learn in the class when you're reading cases, it's been amazing to have that firm experience. I think working in family law, it's kind of like a Venn diagram between like criminal and family law, and I very much enjoyed working in the middle of that. I was not infatuated with criminal law when I took it 2 semesters ago, but I have decided to circle back next semester and take a criminal law class and see if it's something that I would enjoy. I came to law school really interested in working in victims' rights advocacy, and then I guess a little bit more narrow Title IX advocacy and domestic violence. So I am excited to take some more criminal law classes and kind of find my niche within the litigation field, I guess. But it has been an amazing experience. And again, thank you to the State Bar and to Kowalski, Wilson, and Dang for having me this summer.
Thank you, Kendall. And Marcus Ward.
Judge Ashley, I don't see his name on here. Maybe Marcus couldn't make it.
Okay, well, that then would sadly end the opportunity to hear from our program participants. And I have to tell you guys, I am so grateful for the opportunity to just hear the reflections of how this experience has served you, because it's tremendous. If we're talking about why this program is so important, just listen to your voices. Just listen to your voices. Now we're going to flip to the other side, which this program, Andrew always tells me this program can't exist without our employers. So Carl, really, we can't do this without our employers. And we are extraordinarily grateful. After hearing, and this is not new to us, we know that the participants in this program gained so much because of the willingness of the employers to step up and work with them. So I believe at this point, there's going to be an opportunity to recognize our new employers in the program, and that's Dean Health Plan, Kowalski Family Law, and Legal Action of Wisconsin. I want to thank those three new members of our program. Thank you so much. I just missed all that sound. That's one of the things I miss. We can kind of funnel that so I can get that thundering clap, but I know it's there. In addition, we want to recognize those returning employees to our program, and there are many. I think, are we going to do screen share? Are we going to flash the list of the employers? Are we going to show that list? There we go. And I want to thank all of you, the employers, for your willingness. And instead of reading all the names, time issues, I want you to reflect on these many employers who have dedicated their firms, their offices to support your involvement in these programs, to give you an opportunity to, as we've heard, learn so much, get your feet wet, and actually contribute. And I like the idea that you're not just going to eat coffee, right? That's not what this program is about. And as we go through that you look at this list, and we're so very grateful. And we have a lot of repeat. Obviously, we had the new employees, but these are repeaters. So, you know, they've been with us, some for a very long time. And if you add up the years of participation of the 2021 employers this year, the total number of years involvement is 203 years. And this program is made possible simply because they are willing to do it for these first-year law students. But I want to give a special shout out to Northwestern Mutual for their 28 years of participation. And in addition to that, providing their facilities and accommodations for the diversity clerkship employer-student interviews when we were able to meet in person. They've consistently been there for our program, and we are so grateful to all of our employers. We could not do this without you. And carry that message. I think we heard it over and over from the students as they recited their experiences. That is what this program is about. And I want to note, we have a few employers that might want to say a few words themselves today. So if, is David Kowalski here to say a few words?
Yes, I'm here.
There you go, David.
Well, I want to thank, first of all, the State Bar for putting this together. It's not only a great idea, but also absolutely necessary, particularly in the area of family law, which I practice. I think the State Bar, the state, and particularly our area can only benefit from this kind of program and these kind of candidates. Kendall Means has been with us, and she's been excellent. She was, you know, she's been exceptionally helpful. Great to have her on the office, and I, you know, hope that this program continues and that she gets everywhere she deserves and thinks she's going. And hopefully next year we will be able to enroll in the program again. I anticipate doing it, and we'll get another good candidate. I believe it's only open to first years, so we'll be happy to take another candidate.
David, thank you so much. And we appreciate your support in the program because the guidance that you can give is so invaluable. Our next employer is Chris Smithkey from Zendesk.
Thanks, Judge Ashley. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Smithka, and I'm Senior Corporate Counsel at Zendesk. This is Zendesk's second year participating, and we are again thankful to the State Bar for putting on such a great program. First of all, a big congratulations to all of the law clerks for a job well done this summer. It was great, you know, hearing about all of your experiences over the past hour. And it took me back to being in law school myself, and I'm glad that you've all had positive experiences after, I'm sure, which was a long first year of law school. So Zendesk had the pleasure of hosting Stephanie this summer. Stephanie, thank you for all of your hard work and efforts. One of the things I was most impressed with was your initiative. You took it upon yourself to meet with virtually, unfortunately, every member of the Zendesk legal team, which is about 25 attorneys located around the world. So in my mind, you've already figured out something that took me a long time to learn myself. And that's that success at work, like many things in life, is all about building positive relationships. In this summer, as you mentioned, you've had the opportunity to be exposed to a variety of legal issues, including employment law, commercial law, and IP, all in an in-house setting. I hope that you'll carry this experience forward into what I know will be a successful legal career. Thanks again.
Oh, thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate your comments. Patrick Cannon from Regal Beloit.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thanks, Judge Ashley. Patrick Cannon, Deputy General Counsel at Regal Beloit. This is Regal's third year in the program. Would have been our fourth. Unfortunately, we withdrew last year like a lot of employers due to the circumstances, but we're very happy to have rejoined this year, and because it's something that we use critical to the bar, but also to Regal, like Kyle alluded to earlier. You know, diversity and inclusion is something that is from the top down in our organization. Our CEO demands it of every business leader, of every functional leader within our company. And so as a function, the legal team is always looking for ways to live that value out. And this program is an excellent opportunity for us to be able to do that. And so we appreciate the opportunity. We get just as much out of it as we hope our clerks do. And we were thrilled to be matched with Kyle. He's done a phenomenal job. He's embraced everything that's come his way. And oftentimes as in-house counsel, that doesn't mean you're always doing legal work. You know, that is the idea because we are lawyers, but at the end of the day, the business is our client, and whatever they need us to do, we do. We're a service function. And so sometimes that's a harsh reality for someone. It's odd to them to think that a lawyer might not always do lawyer things, but he's embraced everything that's come his way. He's done a tremendous job, so much so that we are thrilled to have offered him the opportunity to join us during the fall semester as a part-time law clerk, and he's accepted that offer. And so he will continue on with us after his full-time summer experience here. So thank you, Kyle, for everything you've done. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate your comments. Lisa Coop from Alliant Energy.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yep, I'm Lisa Coop. I'm from Alliant Energy, and we had the pleasure of having Tierney Gill with us this summer. She's still with us. We have a couple more weeks. First, I want to say thanks to the State Bar for all of the work that I know goes into putting this program together. I think we rightfully so have focused a lot on what the interns got out of their summer experience, but I think, you know, the companies that participate, the firms and entities that participate really benefit immensely from the program. You know, Alliant Energy, we're a customer service business. We're a utility, and we serve very diverse customers of all different backgrounds and socioeconomic status. And I think, you know, our company needs to reflect our customer base, you know, at all levels. And it's something that we're working very hard on, diversity and equity and inclusion, you know, efforts. I've really enjoyed getting to know Tierney. She has fascinating background with, you know, entrepreneurship, state government service, and we've just really enjoyed kind of exchanging ideas. And so I wanted to say thank you. I think, you know, as an employer, we've benefited a great deal and have appreciated all of Tierney's good work.
Thank you so much for those comments. This is just reinforcing the collaborative nature of this project. It's a two-way street. I think the students benefit, but the law firms and the employees there also benefit. And as a bigger picture, the State Bar benefits so much for the opportunity to increase the opportunities that otherwise may not be so available. So we're very, very grateful. First of all, to everybody tonight who took the time to come here and, well, okay, can I say a few words? Who is that? Where is that? Who's that? Oh, is that?
Celia.
I thought it might be you. Go ahead, Ms. Jackson.
So I'm just really sitting here reflecting. I've come full circle, and many years ago, when I was a young attorney, I was on a state bar committee called the Committee to Encourage Placement of Minority Attorneys, and co-chaired that committee with Jim Friedman, who was at Quarles and Brady. And I don't think that committee still exists, but I think the diversity clerkship was an evolution of what we were attempting to do. And I am sitting here humbled this evening, listening to how far we've come with law firms and different types of agencies to work with lawyers. And I'm just really choked up. So I just want to acknowledge all of the firms. I want to acknowledge the State Bar of Wisconsin. I want to acknowledge my number one buddy, Judge Ashley, as well as Larry Martin. And I just want to say, every now and then you plant a seed that grows, and you get a chance to come back full circle and see how it reaps. And that's what's happened for me tonight. I just came out of retirement, and I just met Mark, who's in the city. I'm in the Milwaukee City Attorney's Office, and I just met Mark earlier this week. So I had not had an opportunity to connect with him very much, just briefly in a meeting. But what I witnessed this evening is, if tears could come to my eyes right now, I'm crying, but I'm really feeling it on the inside. It's very heartfelt. So I just want to acknowledge everyone for making an older lawyer feel very good about seeds planted many years ago. So thank you all.
Thank you, Celia.
Judge?
Yes?
If I could possibly say something.
Of course, Andrew. Go ahead.
Ms. Jackson's comments really warm my heart, because I know that she does have a high bar when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And so her comments really are appreciated. Some of us who have been working on this for the last 10, 12 years, yourself included, Judge, really needed to hear this. So thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you, Andrew, for weighing in. And by the way, Celia Jackson was my mentor when I got out of law school. I'm not trying to date you at all, Celia, but the fact of the matter is, when I got out of law school and I was trying to figure out what to do, one of the things she suggested to me is that I get involved. And that's when I got as president of Wisconsin Association of African-American Lawyers. And of course, she was president, and I looked at what she did, and that's a good segue for the students in the program. This is as you begin to unfold your careers. One of the things you should always think about is relationships. And I think I heard it many times. It's about relationships, and it's about sometimes getting out of your comfort zone. And to the employers who are involved, we are so grateful because you allow these students to immerse themselves in the legal field and get a sense of it. And I'm gonna reiterate, this program is not about making coffee. This is about learning about the law. And so to the students who are in the program, I would want you also to spread the word to the students at your respective schools. This is a good program to be in. If you want an opportunity to get a handle on what's out there, this is a good way to do that. And so as we close out, I want to back up a little bit. We have two people on that I think we already talked about, President Daniels talked about, and one is Judge Corey Ashley, who is now the chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Oversight Committee, but also my colleague. She's on this program. And then our president-elect for the State Bar, Margaret Hickey, is also on this program. And I want to thank both of them for all they've done and all they will continue to do to support positive outcomes for all people, particularly people of color. Thank you both. Now I want to say this to everybody, to the State Bar of Wisconsin, to the Law Foundation for Wisconsin's State Bar, and all the people who work to make this program the way it is. And Andrew, I just want another shout out to you. You have been instrumental to move this program further. And I also want to thank Kim Burns. You know, she kind of opened us up, but she made all this happen. You know, I just come in at the end and she makes it all happen. And all of us know if a program's going to work right, it's the stuff done before that makes that happen. And she's been outstanding. Kim Burns, a little clap for you. Yes, yes, yes. And here's another thing that I've learned from meetings that I've had. If you happen to be ending early, it's okay. It's all right, because I'm sure you got other stuff to do. So I want to thank everybody for your involvement today. Congrats to everybody. Although a few of you are still working, but that's okay. When you really get to be working, it'll be all the time. That's what I tell my daughter, this part-time stuff. Okay, congratulations. Thank you all for your attention. Look forward to seeing you in many different venues. Keep circulating, keep networking. It's about relationships. All the best to all of you. Good luck to your next semester. All right, bye-bye.